Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo gang as we start a brand new calendar year? What energy, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And then at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in early January 2025. What is the vibe in 2025? What is the energy that's swirling all around us here? There we go, nice and quick. That card like shot out of my hand like a rocket. Makes sense with the card that it is. It's on the move. Okay, this is a card that's like, yeah, I'm not sitting still. I got to do something, or I'm doing something. So I generally like it, but then again, I have a lot of fire sign placements, so I'm a big fan of like taking action on things. But there's a lot of moving energy here when this card shows up. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards then, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we see the imagery here. There's a lot of small ones. We have like this lady, she's moving in a certain direction. We have this sailboat moving in a certain direction. There's these mythical birds in the top. They're called martlets. Those are birds that are without feet. They are moving in a specific direction. The martlets never land. They're always on the move. So you see what the theme of this card is. It's like action, distance. Now, for some of you, this could be very simple. You might be traveling, planning a trip. Maybe you're dealing with situations involving distance when this card is here. But I think of making a move. And like I said, when this card popped out of my hand, it like almost flung right off my desk. So for a lot of you, whether you're feeling amped up about something or the energy is just very supportive to change things or switch them up, I don't feel like it's bad. Now, when there is so much powerful movement-based type of energy, I do say it could be a little bit unpredictable. So that's something to watch out, whether it's little situations or even yourself. You might be acting in a different way than you normally do. But we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's get it going here. Let's shuffle it up for Virgo gang in early January, please. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. A little bit dicey, if I'm going to be honest with you. The reading was titled A Serious Warning. There was the Devil card popping out for you. And I'd say the main theme for a lot of Virgos is that there is a situation that really requires your attention quickly. There is something that you shouldn't be ignoring when, I mean, with all the cards and how that whole reading went, it's like, no, Virgo, handle this. Look at this. Like, don't ignore this. So we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Virgo, early January. What is happening for my friends? Thank you. 7 of Swords. Oof. All right. It doesn't ruin the reading, but like I said, there's this unpredictable type of energy that ties into the 7 of Swords. Saw this for a couple other signs this week, so you're not alone there. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more for Virgo. Okay, I mean, better. We have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, we're going to have to tie this one together. I already feel like it's going to be extremely layered for you this week. And the 9 of Pentacles, cool. So I do feel like the energy does progress and improve as we go along, which is much better than what we were seeing last week. There's a lot of energies that you could be comfortable with here, which is nice. But let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, nice even mixture. We're not too heavy anywhere. We have some air, we have some water, we have some earth. Now these two specifically on the back end, great mixture with Virgo energy. This one on the front, there's a little unknown attached to it. There's a little secrecy or maybe something you're skeptical about. But I will say this, there is a lot of internal energy on the front end. So for a lot of Virgos, there might be a big intensity within you, whether it's feelings for another, feelings for yourself, feelings about a situation. There's just a lot of internal. It's like we have the heart and mind when we split those two elements. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, this is the card that is definitely taking up a lot of my attention right now, because if you read tarot, you know this isn't the nicest energy. Now, it's not all bad here. I always say with every card, there's challenges, but there's also positives. Now, the Seven of Swords is the same in that regard. Let's go through the positives first. When it comes to this card, it could just be something you don't quite see yet. It could be something unexpected, something that's still in the dark, something that hasn't surfaced. But when we get to the challenges, it could represent sneaky people, it could represent liars, it could represent thieves. It could be a lot of secrecy involved with this card. Either that or there is something you were very skeptical about, or maybe you should be skeptical about. Kind of like what we saw in last week's reading. It's like, keep an eye on this. There's more here. There is more to something. But again, it could just be an unexpected type of energy. Now, if it's leading towards all this energy that we have on the back end, I like it. I feel like it could be a good thing. So we'll see when we clarify it. I think it's very important that we get further detail on that. Now, moving to the center, we have one of the better cards in the whole entire deck. We have the Ace of Cups. I love it. Now, I always say all aces, they're opportunities. They can represent offers coming in, whether it's like emotional offers, love offers, monetary offers. This one does deal a little more with personal relationships and emotion for sure. It could be a conversation of some sort or a talk that we want to look at further. But I like aces. To me, I feel like there's so much potential here. It's a fresh, new type of energy as well. Now, where we run into the challenges with the aces, though, is they're not guaranteed. They're not a fully developed energy yet. And it could be something where, like, if you don't hop on this, if you don't do something about it, if you don't take advantage of this energy, it could disintegrate, right? Like, it's a limited time only when it comes to aces. So we'll see. And again, it could just be a conversational type of energy. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. But as you can see here on the front end with the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Cups, this could be someone hiding their true feelings about something. This could be a talk coming out of nowhere, right? Like with the mystery in this, it's like a talk you weren't expecting to have. I don't want to get too intuitive just yet. Now, moving to the very back end, I already pulled the card away. We have the beautiful Nine of Pentacles. So like I said, out of all these cards, I feel like this is the one that Virgo energy vibes with the best. You see this woman here, she's standing there, she has her bird surrounded by these pentacles. This is a huge card of blessings and abundance and manifesting. Your cup runneth over. It's comfy, it's secure, it's happy where it's at. So I feel like this could be a very nice thing. It's a card of independence. So like taking on your own journey or taking your life in your own hands. There's something here about like, in the challenge, it could be someone with lone wolf syndrome, but at the same time, in the positive, it's like, I got this. I can handle this. I could do this myself if I need to. So I think that's nice. Where we run into the big challenge with the Nine of Pentacles, it could be quite stubborn, right? Since it is that heavy, earthy type of energy, it could be either a situation that you've been dealing with for a long time, or it could be just something where it's like, all right, this is sticking around. This isn't moving as quick as I'd like it to move. So I'm sure you could see after going through all the cards like that why I'm like, okay, I'm cautiously optimistic about what's going on. I just don't want it to take a complete and total left-hand turn when we start clarifying it. So I want to get more detail. Let's do it, Virgo. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. What is going on? Please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Swords time. What's up? Why is the Seven of Swords here, please? Thank you. Another ace, but this one is in reverse. Now, this could be either a topic or something that you are purposely not speaking about, where it's like, no, I'm going to avoid this for now. Or again, like I was saying, it could be a talk that's coming your way. Now, I will say this for a very, very small few of you. There can be a very important warning here about watching out for false opportunities, right? So whether it's new people or new things or opportunities to make money or even work things, anything new coming in at this time, I would be very, very skeptical about. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be everything, but Spirit is definitely saying you need to look at the fine details here. There is something where you need to scrutinize it a little more. Again, if it's something where you feel like it's too good to be true, it might be. So just keep that in mind. That's not every single Virgo out there. But when I see the Seven of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, watch out for financial things in this time. Make sure you're securing your assets and your money, because that is a connection or an alignment of someone that's like not doing right things financially. So that's something to watch out for as well. There are some important warnings, but I say the main thing I'm picking up initially, the more powerful one that I feel for most Virgos, when I see the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's either a surprising or unexpected talk that's coming in, or this could be something that's being purposely not spoken about, where it's like, we'll address it, but not yet. Or this is something where I really don't want to talk about it right now, okay? We'll see. We'll see how it goes as we move through, because so many aces up in the mix, and we'll talk about this more during recap, but this is very peculiar in the front end. I would just be cautious about any new opportunities coming in. Just be cautious and read the fine print, but we'll see. Let's see how it goes, because again, that's only our starting point. Just be cautious. Let's go in on that Ace of Cups, see what that has to say, and we'll just keep it moving here, my friends. We're not going to get hung up. Why is that Ace of Cups here for Virgo? Please. Two. Okay. Six of Cups in the upright, beautiful. I mean, this is soul ties, soul connection energy right here in the center, especially for those of you watching this for relationships, love-related things. When I see the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups, it's like, wow, this could be someone that you really care deeply for, or that you have a lot of history with, or a very strong connection. Now, this alignment does also represent to me, and I've been seeing this in the other Earth signs specifically in the past week or two, something returning. I think you might have even had it recently as well. But the Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, it's like the past coming back around. Okay? And it doesn't just have to be relationships. It could just be situations where it's like, all right, I've lived through something similar. It's like something arises again. Now, I saw something very similar in the Capricorn reading. Yours doesn't feel as harsh as I saw in the Capricorn reading. Theirs was like, oh, here we go again. Yours is kind of welcomed, if that makes sense. So it's like the return of something that feels welcomed. So I do like this. But again, I'm also getting a very, very strong vibe of a soulmate, soul tie, or someone that there's just a lot of love and care. It's very deep here. Okay, so if you're wondering how someone feels, very strong. I mean, for some of you, even if it's something newer. Okay, well, we're going to keep moving though. There's history here in one form or another. But let's just keep moving to the Nine of Pentacles. This energy is really nice in the center. I feel like that's great. So again, it's like a welcomed return of some sort, where it's like, yeah, no, I'm happy this came back around. So that's nice. Let's keep moving over to the Nine of Pentacles. That's nice. I mean, some of you, I mean, you could be taking more trips down memory lane as well. But let's go in on that Nine of Pentacles here. And we'll do our recap before we get into the shadows. So what is happening with that Nine of Pentacles? Thank you. Hermit in reverse. Wow. Good result for you. Now, listen, I know a lot of you know the Hermit. That is your card. So it does have a little bit of a difference. Now, I will say this, for a small portion of you, I feel like this can be a challenge, but I feel like for the vast majority of you, this is a really solid outcome. Now, the Hermit in reverse usually represents something coming forth. So when I see it underneath the Nine of Pentacles, I'm like, oh yeah, listen, this is a great result coming in for you. So I feel like all the challenging energy we saw last week, and even a little bit of challenging energy we have here, it's like, all right, it's going to start settling down. Now, the challenge that I'm feeling here for a small portion of you with the Nine of Pentacles, Hermit in reverse, this does feel quite jammed up and stuck. Okay, so for some of you, there could be a situation where it's like, what can I really do here? It's like I'm kind of stuck in this situation for whatever reason. But some of you, that could be a welcome thing, right? It's like not necessarily stuck in a bad way. It's just very sturdy and reliable. Like it is what it is. It's giving me that kind of vibe. Like what it is, what the current situation is, like that's where it is. I mean, I hope that makes sense to a lot of you. But again, the fact that this is your card showing up in reverse, that's why I'm saying some of you could be feeling a little stuck with something or about a situation. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's a good energy coming forth. So definitely a positive result, definitely secure, predictable, and it's a win. It's a win. That's the best thing we could say about it. So let's leave it at that. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card real quick. So better energy than last week, that's for sure, Virgo. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, this is where we have like the diciest energy. We do have the Seven of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I already said in the challenging aspect, for some of you, if it seems too good to be true, probably is. Anything new coming in at this time, just be very cautious about it. Read the fine print, look at the details, especially with things about securing your finances or money or even work situations. It's like, just be very cautious here with how you're moving. But for another portion of you, it could just be an unexpected talk, either that or somebody is like purposely not addressing something, or it's like, well, we'll talk about that another time, or we'll talk about that later. It's like kicking the can down the road. Moving to the center, we have the Ace of Cups with the Six of Cups in the upright. Either this is representing a person where there is a soul tie, soul bond, really, really deep connection, a lot of love here, or it's a return, but it's a welcomed one. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of happy about this. I'm kind of happy that this came back around. So it feels good to me. Moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Hermit in reverse. Said for a lot of you, this could be fantastic. This could be a win coming your way. It feels very secure and stable. So a lot of the challenges we've been seeing in recent weeks could start mellowing out, which is really nice. But for a small portion of you, there could be a situation where it's like, it is what it is, or you might feel stuck somewhere. It's like, well, what can I really do about it? Like, I kind of have to deal with this. So yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. I would say there's much more positive here than challenging, if I were to tell you I'm weighing it on a scale. But let's get into the shadows here. Let's get a good shuffle here from my Virgo friends. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get your one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, shadow card time. What is happening for the Virgo collective, please? What is in the shadows? The deck is being specific. There we go. All right. So we do have the Two of Wands, and this can be a cautious energy as well. Now, when this card shows up in the shadows, it does say for a lot of Virgos, you might be coming to a crossroads or a fork in the road where it's like you might have to go this way or that way. There could be a decision or choice coming up for a lot of you where it's like, all right, well, which way do I proceed? Do I keep walking down this road or do I go down that one? That can most definitely be the case with the Two of Wands. But as I already mentioned, to me, this is a bit of a cautious card because it's like, before I embark upon a journey, I just want to be sure about something. Okay, so especially with the energy we saw here in the front end, be strategic, be plan-based, stick to a structure of some kind. Try your best not to be too, I don't want to say over-ambitious, but unpredictable, if that makes sense. So, I mean, interesting. I don't feel like this is bad. I mean, some of you might feel like you're stuck at a crossroads of some sort, but we're not even going to talk about that. So we're going to put that two of Wands down right there, my good friends, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading from me and get a little forecast for what 2025 has in store for you, you can check out my website and digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com to look for availability. But for the January subscriber surprise, we are once again giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your main goal for the 2025 calendar year? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love, and I'll see you soon.